Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, my name is Richie. It's nice to meet you. And today's kind of an exciting day, sorta, kinda, in a way. It is May 23rd, which really has no importance besides the fact that it's actually my last day doing my Insanity workout program. I think I might have mentioned in an earlier video, briefly mentioned, that I was doing Insanity. But the reason why I'm mentioning it is A, because it's pretty, I don't know, I feel pretty accomplished that I did this 60-day program, and I also felt like it has really made a positive impact on my mental health, and so I did feel like it'd be kind of fun to kind of talk about it, along with sharing if it actually works, kind of giving my thoughts on the program itself. But yes, so I'm gonna go ahead and actually start doing my last workout, and then afterwards I will check in with you all and we kind of get down to it. So if you're interested in this video, please keep on watching, and yeah, be back in a second. Hey everybody, how are you doing? So it's actually a few days later, and the reason why I am filming now is because I did do my last workout of Insanity. That actually happened. That I didn't lie about that, but I didn't realize how late I was working out, and so when I finished showering and whatnot, I needed to eat dinner, and then kind of got lazy, and so I ended up filming really late at night, and I couldn't film out in my living room where the lighting is a little bit better. I don't really know if that's the right word to say. My neighbors were being a little bit loud that evening. I guess they had like people over, I don't know. They were just like making a ton of noise, and so I couldn't film in the living room because that's the wall that we share. So the bedroom is where I went in, but the bedroom had orange lighting, and it was just like kind of a hot mess. And today they're a little bit quieter, but they have this like fan that they turn on for the entire day, and it just kind of rumbles. Usually I try and film not with it because it bothers me, so I can only imagine that it bothers you, but hopefully you can't. Hopefully this microphone doesn't pick it up. With that, let's jump right back into the video, the topic of today, which is talking about Insanity. Initial thoughts, does it work, and then kind of how just general physical activity has been a positive impact on my mental health. So I think first things first is to really talk about Insanity. I think that is maybe the reason why I clicked on this video, was just to see, does it work? So for those of you who don't know what Insanity is, conveniently, this is it. This is the workout DVD. It's broken up into 2 months, so it's 60 days. So your first month is here, your second month is here, and you follow kind of a workout calendar. They tell you which workouts to do on what day, all that stuff. It is a high interval cardio circuit training. It is very cardio based, and it's a lot of jumping, squatting, all that stuff. Personally, those are the workouts that I really enjoy. I like more cardio based because I'm kind of weak, so I don't really like doing weights or anything that involves a lot of like, that is why I prefer more cardio based. I enjoy running. It kind of just all makes sense. So definitely if you are looking to kind of lean down, burn a lot of body fat, and just kind of like get your heart rate up, this is definitely a really great workout for you. If you're looking to build muscle mass, this is definitely not it. But like I said, it's 60 days, and you're basically working out 6 days during the week. So you get 1 rest day. And there are some like recovery workouts that are a little bit less intense that are mixed in to the program. They do kind of give you like a meal recommendation of like what you should be eating and like resources like that. But I actually got this like 6 years ago, so I do not have that info sheet anymore. So that is basically Insanity in a nutshell. For my experience doing it, I've actually done the Insanity in its entirety twice. So the first time was when I first bought the DVDs, and that was about 6 years ago. I had just graduated high school, and it was the summer before I was going moving to San Francisco to go to college. Not that I ever thought that I was like overweight or heavy per se, but I just kind of wanted to be more physically active. Like I just wanted to be in shape. I mean, I did bands. I wasn't like super active in high school, so I got Insanity as like a gift, or I might have just bought it on my own, and I did that for over the 2 to 3 months of summer that was left. At the beginning, I weighed about 179 pounds, and it wasn't muscle. I can let you know that for sure. As a band person, it was not muscle. And at the end of the program, I weighed 133 pounds. So I roughly lost about 40-ish pounds, give or take, and I will show you those reference photos pretty nervous about showing my body to that extent, but I feel like it's important for you to see that. Keep in mind that is 6 years ago. That is kind of what I looked like. Looking back now, I definitely see that there is a huge difference in how lean I got and how much body fat I actually lost, which was kind of cool. In terms of my diet, the first time I did it, low carbs, barely ate sugar. Yeah, and then I mostly focused on eating more protein. I didn't do protein shakes back then, I don't think. I just like ate more protein than carbs and reduce like my sugar intake and stuff like that. I know sugar is a carb, but you know what I mean. Yeah, that was basically my diet that went along with that kind of first time I did it. And then I hadn't done Insanity since now during quarantine. That is basically, no, I didn't even tell you about the second time. So this time around when I did Insanity, I did it because basically after I got broken up with in January, I more so wanted like a distraction from going back to my apartment. Like I mentioned in another video, I was living in the shared apartment that me and my ex got together. And so I did not want to be there at all. So I started doing a little bit more workout classes during the week, so it would just delay the process of going home. If I was home and I was feeling any type of way, really, I would just put on running shoes and go on a run or go on a walk or anything like that. So that's kind of how it kind of started. When the lockdown happened, obviously studios are closed, and as much as I enjoy running and walking, sometimes I don't want to do it every day. And then I realized that tucked away in my closet was Insanity, and so that is basically what led me to do it the second time around. I don't know if you wanted to know all that information, but that is kind of why I did it for the second time. Luckily, I think that this time around I was a little bit more physically in shape to do it, since I was like moderately active, so it wasn't as horrible as the first time I did it. Like I remember the first time I did it, the first 3 days I literally was so sore I could barely walk, and I was like, what is this? But anyway, so I did it the second time around and it was great. I'll show you those progress photos here. Again, my goodness, I feel so embarrassed. But that is kind of my progress I look like. I don't have a scale in San Francisco or in this apartment. Again, like party of one, scale was not on the priority list of my shopping when I was moving in. So I'm kind of going based off looks. I don't think I weigh the same amount as I did the first time I did Insanity. Looking at the photos and also just generally how I feel, like I do feel like I did lose some weight. How much, I'm unsure. Again, I don't have a scale, so I can't really tell you, but just based on how I look, and maybe the photos doesn't capture right, or maybe I'm just telling myself to feel better, I do see some weight loss. I do see some more definition, especially in my abdomens. Yeah, that is kind of how round 2 happened 6 years later, and being a little bit more moderately active when I started doing the program and all that stuff. So in my opinion, in short, it definitely works. It definitely will burn fat, and it will definitely help you lose weight. I do think it does come with your diet. The first time around when I did it 6 years ago, I was definitely more strict on my diet in terms of definitely not eating a lot of carbs. This time around, I don't eat a ton of carbs really ever since I started doing Insanity, like started this like health kick of mine. I didn't really restrict myself as much as I did the first time around. I think I just kind of had like sustained a healthy-ish diet for the second time that I did Insanity. And yeah, so those are kind of my experience with Insanity. It's not for everybody, let me tell you that. So if you do not like running, if you don't like body weight exercises, plyometrics, if you don't like interval training where it's fast-paced and you are working and burning and sweating, this is definitely not the workout for you. Just don't put yourself through that. You won't enjoy it at all. And to kind of wrap it up, and I kind of mentioned it already, but being physically active really did help my mental health in a very positive way, I would say. And this is just kind of like how I guess like I viewed my time whenever I was walking or going on a run or doing these Insanities. Like at the time, it started off as a distraction to get out of the apartment or to stay away from the apartment, just kind of like calm down all the feelings. Like the feelings are definitely still there, the worries, the anxious thoughts and all that stuff were still in my head, but it just seemed more manageable basically. You know, like going on a walk, calming down, going on a run, letting it out. Doing Insanity, there's like some shadow boxing exercises, which those were fun. I think I also had the mentality of something, so I took a soul cycle class. This might be off topic, but it does relate. I took a soul cycle class and the instructor was kind of talking to us towards the end where it's like the last few minutes she wants us to push as hard as you can and all that stuff. And she just kind of said, like, before we end this class, you know, like the last sprint or whatever it was called at the time, and she was just like, you know, I want you to think back of the last time you spent 45 minutes on yourself, like truly just on yourself. And I was like about to cry after that class. So like that was like about 2 years ago. It just like made me think that, like, you know, going on my walk, going on my run, doing this insanity workouts, like literally I'm dedicating this next hour or however much to myself to improve myself physically, obviously, but to also just like to think and be within my own thoughts, you know, especially during lockdown. Like I haven't been able to really distract myself like completely, so I'm left with just needing to face a lot of things, which is tough. But as I've learned recently, self-care is being brutally honest, and it is not the greatest experience all the time, because if you're being too easy on yourself, you know, how much are you really gonna improve? It's kind of like your friends asking you for your help and you're just giving them like soft advice versus just like hard advice, like not brutal, but just like giving them constructive advice and your opinions and whatnot. So you kind of need to do the same for yourself, if that makes sense. It's just overall been very positive, and also just the realization in like small ways that like I'm physically getting stronger makes me feel a little bit more powerful, as like weird that might be to say. Like it just makes me feel like I can do this, or I'm strong, and being physically strong makes me feel like a little bit more mentally strong, which makes me feel a little bit more emotionally strong, you know, and all that stuff. But that is basically all I wanted to talk to y'all about about insanity. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Let me know your thoughts below. If you have any questions about the program, I know I didn't really go too much into it. I tried my best, but let me know if you have any other questions about it. But I hope this video was helpful for you and that you got something away from it. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to this YouTube channel. I would really appreciate it. And with that, I'll see you all very soon. All right, take care. Ow. Okay, bye. Take care.